Hey guys, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. My name is Mathis, and today I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite international memoirs. It's been a while since I read these memoirs, so I have my notes here to guide me through. So let's jump into it. The first book I like to talk about, guys, is A Long Way Gone by Ismail Bia. Now, this book came out in 2007 and it won a few awards. I really enjoyed this book, guys. It's not a very long read. It's a very short read. I would say it's about 200 pages. The book is very thin, and it follows a young boy who gets thrown into a rebel group. This group is pretty much like to go to village to pillage, and they like to recruit kids into their camp. This book was very poignant, very provocative. I never read anything like it. It reads very smoothly. Some parts are very morbid, so just to let you guys know, but it's a very passionate read. On Goodreads, I gave this 5 stars. Check it out. So guys, the next book I like to talk about is The Translator by Hari Doro. Now, this book was published, I believe in 2007, but don't quote me on that. So this book is basically about how Hari became a translator for the international aid when his people was being harassed and discriminated against by the Arab militia in his country. So what the Arab militia was doing was invading his village to rape the women and steal the resources. In the book, it says that the Sudan government was behind the Arab militia and also China. So it was a very an eye-opener read. It was just very candidly told, and it was just this is like another eye-opener. I just never knew all this was going on, a lot of corruption, and so yeah. So if you want to learn more about Sudan, I suggest you pick this book up. It's a very thought-provoking read. The next book I like to talk about is Infidel by Anya Hirsi Ali. Now, this book is a coming-of-age story. It was published in 2007, and I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. I really enjoyed this book. It's not a very quick book to get through, but the writing was really good. Now, she talks mainly about female mutilation and women oppression. When she was growing up, her father wanted her to go through circumcision, which circumcision is a process that most women or young girls go through in Somalia. The young girls go through this procedure so they won't have intimate desires or pleasures, and so that's why it is done. And Ali, she is very against it. Later on in the story, guys, she was forced to have an arranged marriage, but she's not having it. She flees her village to the Netherlands, and she speaks out against women's oppression and also against radical Islamic groups. She is exiled from her country because of that, and she also exiled from her village. So this book was very well told. She still speaks out today about the issues that goes on in her country, and this is another fascinating read, guys. Very compelling. I gave this book, like I said, 5 stars on Goodreads. I highly recommend it. Good book. The next book, guys, that I like to talk about is Tears of the Desert by Alima Bashar. This book came out in 2008, and I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. This book is set in Sudan. A civil war breaks out in her country between the Arabs and the Black Africans, and genocide kind of take place in her country. This pretty much reminds me of The Translator, the book earlier. But in her story, she talks about how the young girls were raped in her country, and how the government was pretty much non-committal about the whole situation. And so, yeah, so she just talks about how she became a doctor and how she helped the women that were raped during this time. And so I thought it was a very passionate read once again, and I really, really enjoyed it. It just gave me just something more to think about on, you know, what goes on in the world. I gave this book 5 stars. Pick it up, guys. The next book I like to talk about is Prisoner of Tyran by Marina Namat. It's basically about Marina speaking out against the Islamic revolution that took place in 1982. So at that time, a lot of Muslims were influenced by a religious leader by the name of Ayatollah Khamenei. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Ayatollah Khamenei. I will put a you know, a caption right here how to spell his name, but I think his name Ayatollah Khamenei, and he had some radical ideas, and so she was totally against it, and she spoke out about it. Therefore, she was imprisoned and was sentenced to be executed. Before she was executed, one of the guards at the prison became infatuated with her and forced her to marry him to get out of the execution. And that's where the story really, really begins. So I gave this book 5 stars on Goodreads. I really highly recommend you guys to check it out. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, so that is it, guys. That is my top 5 favorite international memoirs. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And alright, guys, and I will talk to you all later. Alright, bye.